Boom. We in the building.
Yo, 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 yo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, at least for us West Coasters. I don't know about you, East Coast boys.
Yeah, you fucking West Coaster. You West Coaster. What's up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Predict Shark, where we talk prediction markets, scroll around, see what's going on, try to make some money. How you doing, Tyrell?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Getting a little cooler over here. Been nice. Threw on the hoodie today for the first time in
Mm,
months. It's
mm.
kind of nice. Had a little beef dip sandwich yesterday in the cool.
Oh,
Good
you
stuff.
went for it.
Oh, daddy. Come
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, so let's dive right into it. We got some fun markets to talk about. So we got Kamala and Trump going on Joe Rogan. So we got Kamala here at 35 and Trump at 75. So what are you thinking about these markets?
Man, it's crazy how much that Rogan one spiked up on the Nelk Boys clip. So kind of
Yeah.
some backdrop on this is several people have been pressuring Rogan into having Trump on the podcast, and Rogan for a long time seemed very against it. But recent reporting has, come out from Elon Musk and, from Trump himself saying that he is going to do the podcast before the election. I think it is very, very likely that he does go on the podcast. I don't think Elon or Trump are going to, just say, hey, I'm going on the podcast and there's, nothing in the motion.
Yeah.
But I think what Rogan wants to avoid is this being an infomercial for Donald Trump, right? Like Rogan tries to stay, fairly in the middle. He's actually, claims himself to be a liberal, while he does have, some conservative views. So I think he will go on Rogan, but I think if he has Rogan, he's got to have Kamala on. I think it's kind of like a balance thing for him. And there's also been reports that, Kamala will go on the podcast, but that one's priced. They're down in the mid to low 30s right now, which is kind of interesting. But for me, it's like a package deal for Rogan. If he has Trump, he's going to take Kamala, assuming Kamala's interviews this week didn't just like scare her team off of it entirely.
Yeah. I mean
Uh,
that's the thing is like it's she has to accept. He will definitely probably offer. I
yeah,
totally agree with that. You'd think with like them saying that she wants to do better with the male audience that she'd go on there, and I'm sure like Joe Rogan's he's not gonna hop on there and be like, I'm gonna eviscerate you for an hour. Like he's gonna try to have like a good cordial conversation. So you'd you'd
yeah,
think she'd want to go for it, because I also don't think like that. I don't think that like going on it would, unless she says something absolutely stupid, but I don't think going on there would like hurt her anymore with like the demos she's trying to close out.
not at
Right.
all. I mean, if anything, it gives her a little bit more exposure to those people. I mean, whether she
Yeah, maybe
deliver
she like makes some good points about Trump and stuff like that and gets people to think. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think taking this at 35 is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's an interesting flyer for sure. I don't think her interviews this week were like so catastrophic that her team is going to be like, oh no, we don't want to do Rogan. I think they're going to look at it more as a high upside move versus, a high risk move. And you can see she's really getting out there a lot more in the public here, especially this week. A little bit last week, but doing a lot more, public interviews, getting on a ton of podcasts. And I think this is a podcast again that, as you mentioned, speaks to the demographic she's trying to win, right? Which is, male voters. So I like this one. I think it's like a two for deal. She takes both, he takes both, or he doesn't do any.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. What other markets are you looking at? Is my thing frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. It's just
Just a little,
my
just a little lag, dude. You know.
just a little lag, dude. I had a weird thing happen earlier today, so I'm a little paranoid. There it is. Cool.
Your your
Um,
your your computer fucked up.
no, not the computer. Like the internet. Just like kind
Uh
of like went out for like a minute. I was like,
oh
"What's going
yeah.
on here?"
Well, if you live
Um,
in California like me, dude, you get these crazy things on hot days called brownouts, and they just like turn off your stuff for like hours at a time, and you just
that sounds fun.
sweat. It's awful.
I'm a big brownout guy. Um, yeah, since we last hopped on here, Trump's edged up a little bit more to like 60%. It's pretty wild. You can get 2.5 to 1 odds on Kamala. So it's starting to get a little bit more juicy, right? Where it's like 2 to 1, that's a coin flip. 2.5 to 1. There's a little bit more juice there if you're bullish on Kamala. Also looks like popular vote kind of bottomed out around 62%, rallying a little bit back up to 64. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I still think Kamala wins the popular vote here. My favorite bet for the presidential winter market is Republican electoral college win and Democratic popular vote win. You can buy that one right now, like between 25 to 28 cents. It's been, fluctuating in that range. But I like that one a ton. I think there's just such a huge block of voters that exists in the big cities that it's going to be extremely difficult for Trump to overcome that, even if he does get an electoral college win. And Harris's issue, I also think there's a maybe not. This is not Harris's issue. This is Trump's issue. There are a lot of folks that are just never Trumpers, right? And certain people, if they are dissatisfied with Kamala, they may just abstain from voting versus like going over to vote for Trump. So she may see like a certain percentage downturn in overall turnout, but I still think it'll be enough to win her the popular vote. And if you look at the presidential winter market and a lot of these correlated markets, the movement's driven by like a few users, right? Freddie 99999999, the famous guy. He's
Yeah.
I think he's up to like 12 or 13 million Trump winner shares now.
Yeah, I was just
And
looking at like just the 7 day on Predict Shark, and I mean he bought $1.4 million of shares.
wow,
Um, yeah, a massive amount.
big
But like
de-risk right there from 50 pences, selling into that volume there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, 50 pence is sold into the volume. Gambling GCR sold into the volume over a 500,000. Um, and then yeah, you got Polymarket airdrop Q4 2024 taking a lot of the nose side, but then you see Yats and um still taking a lot of the nose side. Now the biggest holders. So like we've now for the first time have had like an opponent step into the ring in a sense against like Freddie 999. Yatsen was definitely like taking positions for a period of time, but like wasn't taking this big a position. So if you look over on Polymarket, so now he's up to $350,000 on Trump not winning the general election. Um,
Biggest
this is
position.
yeah. Also has gotten up to 53,000 on Trump not winning the popular vote, so taking like a position there.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you look at like I think those are good bets, right? Because like Polymarket has absolutely like overswung here in favor in Trump. If you look at, just like polling averages, right? So RCP polling, Trump has and Harris have held pretty consistent as far as like how far the Harris lead has been. It's been like floating between 1.5 to 2 for the majority of the past month or so. And,
yeah,
that's within the margin of error, right? So, and that, yes, that is a national poll, but it tracks pretty well with this, that this race is basically a toss up with Harris slightly ahead in the overall national popular vote. So like for this to be at, 60 cents to 40 is kind of crazy to me. Um, I took some Harris down there at like 39.40, and I'm just gonna sell it a couple points up. I'm not gonna hold it through to resolution, but and I think Yatsen may be kind of thinking along the same lines with some of these like Donald Trump no buys. It's just like it's not gonna stay at that level, and it's driven solely by these few users. So like, how long can they continue to dump liquid into the into the market and sustain that price?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there's two sides of the coin. Like one is like, hey, do these whales that are gobbling up, do they like truly have an unlimited clip, or like at what point in time do they, you know, have to kind of start taking their foot off the pedal, and like slow it down. The only other thing that like concerns me is that like Yatsen just took a big position there, $357,000, but like I'm pretty sure he accumulated that in like the last like couple of days, right? It's not like who knows if he even wants to hold that,
Yep.
for like he may start kind of unloading that or like hedging that out. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
and
like it's really interesting on this market because I don't know, like okay, top holders on like popular vote. Kamala Harris, yes. This guy's name anti-MAGA has 2.4 million shares, 5 million position. That's hilarious.
yeah, dude, and we're 20 days from the election, right? So like, it's starting to get tighter on these markets as far as like, how much time do you have to execute swing
Like
trades?
unload. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So people are, I think, kind of like going to start getting settled into their positions that they're going to carry through to resolution day fairly soon. I don't think it's this week, but next week, the week prior to the election, people probably start to make those moves.
Yeah, because I
And
mean there are people taking the others. Like this person is like a new whale on the other side of the spectrum, right? Like this
mhm.
person joined in August and they're not a Trump supporter, obviously. Um, they're down 800,000, but that's like unrealized. That's like what they've been taking on this position. So I mean, this specific person has put $3 million into the market on the other side. So like that's what I don't think people are fully understanding is like, in order for this guy to have accumulated a $17 million position, other people out there pretty much are on the other side for like
Yeah.
14 million. So there are otherwise if there wasn't, it would be at some absurd number. It'd be like Trump 90% win, and people will just be piling in on the other side. Such an absurd number. So there's people on the other side. Market Zero, big one. Paragon,
Yeah, and other sites like
1.5 million on it.
Call and Predict It, they're not showing quite the same gaps in the market as Polymarket is. So I think that's just another testament to a lot of this is very whale driven to a few users, and there's just opportunities that can be presented due to this across several markets. It's not just the main presidential winner market or popular vote market. You can also look at the
like this one.
Yeah, exactly. Electoral and popular market. You can look at the state individual markets, and some of those are swinging heavily because of these few users. But yeah, for me, I like my favorite pick on this is our presidency depopular vote. I think you're likely to see
Republicans win both. Just like fucking rallying is wild for sure.
It's Freddie, dude, and these other guys, because I was buying some of the no on that because like I saw the price movement going crazy, and I was looking at the counterparties, and then I saw Freddie and the usual suspects. But yeah, it by no means is this in the bag for Trump. I will say that over the next few weeks, there's really no like big events or anything that's going to really swing the momentum. Momentum's going to kind of stay in this trajectory for the rest of the race. Usually you get a debate or there's like a big October surprise, something that really just shakes the meta up right before the election. And this year it's just all we're getting is podcast interviews and Trump rallies that are really not changing anybody's mind. So I think we're going to ride in where we are unless there's some like insane October surprise dump that's going to come out in the next 2 weeks.
The only thing that like just like pure gut feeling, no data to back it up, is that like the only reason why I haven't wanted to load up harder. Like I've taken some stabs, but like I have a feeling like this maybe has like one more leg up in it that takes place over the next 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
And then it may be good to play some like tightening moves, right?
Yeah.
Like being able to take the no on Republicans winning both at like 55 cents. You know what I mean? You're doubling
Yeah.
your money on like such a low potential outcome thing. You know, I like
Totally.
those kinds of plays. So like I don't want to pick up a penny in front of a, you know, roller just yet, but I do think like give it another like week or so, like see how many more clips of money these guys have to load in, you know. If they don't, then
I'm wondering, man, how much money do these guys got? Apparently all of the money on chain, so it's getting sourced directly from like Kraken, and they're coming in, they're just dumping in like 500K to 1 million clips from Kraken and just full porting it on fucking different Trump markets, which is wild, dude. Like they're still like blasting it at 59, 60 cents. So hey, you know, maybe it keeps moving. But yeah, I think this trajectory is kind of where we're going to be on election day.
Any other markets you're seeing that you like? They have a whole. They're really trying to push the sports section.
Yeah, I fuck around on the sports a little bit. I've been doing some like baseball. The Yankees are just like absolutely dismantling the Cleveland Guardians. That's been just like nice cash. They do a lot of the UEFA Champions League, like Europa League, Premier League. I love that. I love that stuff. So I do a little bit of dabbling in that, but it's nothing like too serious.
Take the Patriots here at 32 cents, man. Get 3.
I mean, the Jaguars blow. Like what?
That's what I'm saying.
They
the
blow.
Patriots blow too, but guess what, man? I'll take 2 teams blowing one team.
Dude, I lost it
as a big underdog.
I lost it for the Jaguars when my wife tells me like, oh yeah, you know, Trevor Lawrence is like the American Eagle, like ads guy, you know, and he's out there just posing all his, I'm like, my guy, like,
oh man, that's bearish.
I'm out, dude. I'm out bearish on fucking Trevor Lawrence, dude. There was a market on the NFL thing where they were asking like, who's the first coach to going to get fired this season?
Yes.
Yeah. I was
looking at the Jets guy, right?
The Jets ended up being the first. Yeah.
I also look back. I asked my brothers who are pretty good at sports. I asked them who they thought it would be.
Did they say Jets or who did they say?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and see.
Yeah.
But dude, we got a mention market Univision, right? Is that Mexican?
Yeah, dude.
The Tren de Aragua, the Latina.
Tren de Aragua. Have you heard of them?
I like the Hispanics.
Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him?
This is fun. This is a little different. Hispanics love me. Taco at 8%.
What the
guys?
Fuck
is anyone listening in here? We can bet on Taco.
Full port taco, dude, at 4 cents.
Full port taco 8%. All right. Like,
has
Trump ever said taco?
No. So like
2016, Donald Trump declares Hispanic love with tacos.
Yeah, dude. So that's around the tweet that he posted where he was him eating a taco bowl. The taco bowl. Yeah, dude. And he's sitting there awkwardly with this like weird ass like taco dish. And yes. Oh my god,
man. Give me a little more sour cream than that, man.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's famous.
Funny.
That is famous from 2016. Oh my god. Yeah.
You don't think he'll bring back the taco?
Well, I really love the Hispanic community. I eat taco bowls once a week. They're really tremendous. Yeah. So Trump today, actually, this was priced in like the 70s or 80s prior to the airing of the women's town hall on Fox today. And then it took a steep dive afterwards because he answered multiple questions about abortion without ever saying abortion, which I'm very happy about because I took no's on all of those.
That's sweaty, man.
So that was
some sweaty no's, dude.
It was a little sweaty, but it was a fucking cook. You know, I'm not really taking either side here. The reason I liked it on the other market is because it was like a lot better value. You know, it was like a 5x mention market, which is huge.
I kind of like trans here and
Trans,
marathon.
yeah, looks like
Give
my
me a
camera went
parlay.
out. Trans is a good one for no. I think.
What?
Yeah, I don't think that'll go in
Why
a
not?
town hall. Usually doesn't go in town halls.
But a Mexican town hall.
nah.
No, because he's gonna be like they're gonna make your children, your beautiful Mexican children, become trans. You don't think you'll say that?
Nah. You know, the only way it would come up is if he talks about like men and women's sports, talks about like transgender issues in that context, but probably not likely to be brought up in the Latino town hall. You know, I think they're going to focus more on economy, immigration, you know, affordability. Those are going to be the big topics. Things I like here. So an interesting one, if you go up, Latino, Latina. So like the word Latino, Latina just like isn't in Trump's vocabulary.
Yeah, he says Latinx, right?
Yeah, he loves Hispanic. You know, that's kind of his move there. So I don't see him saying Latino, Latina. I like that pickup on the no side. Kamala 20 plus no. That's a little higher in price on the no, but that's a pretty good no bet here. Just given the amount of time that he's actually going to be speaking and what he's going to be focusing his speech on. You know, I think that's an interesting no one. Million 10 plus times is probably a no there. Don't think he's going to be able to, again, you know, you just talk about the amount of topics that he's going to have to, you know, speak on. Doesn't really have quite the same time on it. Like the border markets are kind of interesting. But I'm going to kind of wait and see how he answers the immigration questions and live trade those. Potentially if he gets on like a real border riff about like the border patrol and things like that, could be interesting on yes. But if he under mentions in those first couple questions, starts to get interesting on the no side. But holding on that one. And then MAGA 3 plus no is always an interesting one at town halls. And I think that one is trading at a decent price on the no side. So that's another good one to take a look at.
I like it, dude. And when's this taking place?
So I think this one's 7 p.m. Eastern time. So 4 p.m. Pacific. But this will be a live event. You can stream it on YouTube. Univision will be broadcasting it there and then on, you know, regular TV. So this will be a fun one to watch. You know, there's not any risk of like clips getting leaked ahead of time. That was kind of a risky one on this female town hall that happened this morning is, you know, you never know what clips are going to get out there ahead of time on the interview. So this will be a live one. Interesting one to look at for sure. The other one is Harris doing the Fox News interview with Brett Baer. There's a market for that one.
Fox News?
Yeah.
This guy saying marijuana, right? Or maybe
Marijuana. Yeah. Yeah, so like I think they put this one on here because of a recent policy proposal, talking about how she's, you know, going to decriminalize marijuana nationwide if she's elected. And Charlemagne asked her about it yesterday on the town hall event. She did say marijuana, but then quickly switched to weed as she realized nobody calls it marijuana. Everybody calls it pot and weed. So that's kind of an interesting one. She could get asked a question about this by, you know, Brett Baer, but don't think this is going to be where he's going to spend his time. Like if I had to pick anything on this, you know, it's probably a no, but really wouldn't chase this one. An interesting one, I think. So mainly I'm kind of on this market looking for some good value heading into it and looking for topics that I think that Bear is going to ask her about. Right. So an interesting one here, I think, is Border 5 plus. Yes. It's sitting there down in the low 30s on the bid side.
Yeah.
I like the value on this.
Interesting.
She's going to be talking about immigration.
OXRI's also asked Regan, yes?
Reagan, yes.
Reagan.
I mean, maybe a flyer on it. He could talk about he believes in the same abortion exceptions as Reagan, or he could talk about the Reagan tax cuts. But I wouldn't say it's a highly likely yes on Univision. Yeah, I like Border 5 Plus on this one. Project 2025, yes. Earlier this morning was down in the 30s. I had to buy it at the 30s. Like, I don't know who the fuck was filling me on
Someone
that.
was loading up the other side. Holy crap.
Now it's all the way up to the 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice trade.
Yeah, if you bought that dip, congratulations. I don't know who was my counterparty on that one, but thank you. Abortion and Roe v. Wade. So these are interesting ones. I like the price actually on the nose on these. She is going to get asked about, reproductive freedom and things along those lines, but it's a Fox News interview. Conservatives really don't like abortion for the majority. She could just avoid any of the specifics and go along with words like, a woman's right to choose in order to be less inflammatory. Talk about reproductive rights, right? Instead of using a term like abortion, or talking about Roe v. Wade specifically. So I thought those both were also interesting no's. And then I thought about gun yes was an interesting one. Conservatives, gun rights, Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Talk about is
a big issue. And she could bring it up in the sense of like gun violence, like I own a gun, like we have no intentions to take any guns, but this is something that, always gets brought up in these, Democrat Republican crossover discussions. So I think it's an interesting yes pick.
I like that. No on the tampon. No on crypto Bitcoin 9%.
People are nuts, dude. Like people ran up crypto Bitcoin to 30 cents yesterday on Trump's rally. And I was just like, man, he's never said this ever at a rally event. He mentioned it like once at, a press conference one time. And of course there was no mention market for it. So the crypto yes bros were just heartbroken, but
devastated.
Yeah. Like this is just not something he talks about. So I don't think we'll hear it.
30%.
Crazy, dude. People are just so speculative on this World Fi platform that he launched.
So we got inside out 89%. I always love to go check this market.
Oh my god, man. 89% now.
There's still some Moana believers out there.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be so hard to overtake, man. I'd love to take a piece out on that, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Another interesting one that's come up is will Trump launch a coin before the election? So there's just been this like
100, right?
Yeah, there's just been this like crazy rules debate going on where people are saying like, oh, Trump wasn't sufficiently involved enough with the token to say it's his token. And like there's just these like crazy holdouts on the no side. So even after Polymarket issued clarification yesterday that said that this market will resolve yes, people are still full porting the no, dude, buying tens of thousands of dollars, more of these shares. And they actually got the price back up to 2.2 on the no. And you can just buy the yes on a market that Polymarket said is going to resolve yes. This is just like the craziest shit. I don't know what these dudes are doing, digging in, just lighting their money on fire here on the no, but this is wild. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's why like on those things, like if this is disputed, I'll take my 98 cents and walk away, dude. I'm not dealing with that bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know like why people are still dumping money into it. Another one that had a similar outcome was did Trump say Venezuela 3 times in the mention markets? And he stopped mid-word through saying Venezuela, said Venezuela, and people were like arguing super hard that should count. And to this day, they're still porting money into the yes side, just like that Trump coin market. And poor guys are just going to get wrecked. It's not cool.
Dude, so yeah, this hasn't moved much since we talked about it.
Yeah, I like this one.
I like this one.
This is another like election market bet that I think is really solid on the. I like this on the no. Just think it's going to be really hard for either candidate to completely sweep the swing states. I think it's like 7 states that are on the list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it's
Not
too
happen.
much. Yeah, it's too much for me.
This is interesting. Will Binance list DGen in 2024?
There we go. Got my camera working again. I don't know what the hell happened there.
22%.
Whoa. I have no opinion on this one.
You're fired.
What's our Moodang? The which pump fund token will reach 1 billion? How's that one going? The poor Moodang holders, man, they've got to be in shambles. We were just looking at the chart before this stream. Oh man,
Yeah, it was hot for a second, dude.
rough days for Moodang.
FWOG's at 10%. No volume on these though. Is the book even deep? What's the rewards? $5? Not much.
That's
Just go
part
blow
of it.
this book up, dude, and
Well-
write a rumor in the comment section.
Dude, and that's one of the crazy things about the Rogan Trump / Kamala markets, dude. The rewards are like 120, like $200 on the rewards. So like,
Yeah.
there's a ton of just like reward
Liquidity
farming,
sitting
market
on 'em.
making volume that's just sitting there. Yeah. So like, I've been doing these little just market making trades on both of those markets, collecting some juicy rewards along the way, and just making little, profits on the move up, which is cool. It's not like, hey, we're burning the barn down with this money, but
Yeah.
it's still nice little gains, on top of the normal trading that I'm doing on the other things. But mentioned markets too should be getting pretty crazy leading up to election day. There's just tons of events going on. There's like multiple rallies going on this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Trump rallies. Kamala's got additional rallies and podcasts she's going to be doing. So I think we're going to have tons of these mentioned markets for the next few weeks. Dude, if they do end up going on Rogan, Trump mentioned market on the Rogan podcast would be wild. That'd be super fun.
Dude, that would be insane. But also, Kamala photographed with a gun before the election if she's trying to get the young males, dude. Maybe she goes to a shooting range.
Dude, she's got to show up like with her straps on, like walking into the rally.
Yeah,
many men, dude. 50 Cent just blasting. Just take it right from Trump, dude. Fucking see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know about this one, dude. Probably no. I like the alien bet better, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, sweet. Yeah, that's our stream. We'll do another one since we did one on Wednesday. We'll do another one on Friday. And we will be covering prediction markets, moves in the market, good trades that we like. Thanks for tuning again. Miguel, OX Rise, Ray, good to see you all. Thanks for coming. Deviate, Jack of all trades. Appreciate it. Make sure to join our Discord, and you can find a link to that on our Twitter, Predict Shark. And you could join. We talk markets in there, talk different plays that we got. But yeah, it's a really fun sector of trading and investing that we've been doing for a couple of months now, and having an absolute blast. Also, we're hoping to put the final touches on the app and get that out to you all. So stay tuned in our Discord for that. Cheers.
Cheers, fellas. Catch you on the next one.